Have you ever wondered, no one told it where you are, so how does it know? Behind this magic is today's main character, GPS, the Global Positioning System. It's the silent hero behind modern navigation, ride-hailing, food delivery, search and rescue, and even social apps. Welcome to Nexus Space. Today, we'll explain how GPS works in the simplest way possible. GPS is a satellite navigation system developed and operated by the U.S. Department of Defense. It was originally created for military purposes, but was later made available to civilians around the world for free. It works by receiving radio signals sent from satellites to determine your exact position on Earth. Today, more than 24 GPS satellites orbit the Earth continuously, ensuring that at any given time, at least for satellites, are visible from almost any point on the planet. The GPS system is made up of three main components. 1. Space segment. Over 24 satellites orbit the Earth at an altitude of around 20,000 kilometers, continuously broadcasting their location and time information. 2. Control segment. Ground control stations monitor the satellites, send correction data, and ensure the accuracy of their signals. 3. User segment. Devices like smartphones and car navigation systems receive satellite signals and calculate their exact position on Earth. So how does GPS know your location? The key principle comes down to one word: trilateration. Here's how to think about it. A GPS satellite is basically saying, "I'm here, and this is the exact time." Your device receives that message and calculates how long the signal took to arrive. Then it multiplies that time by the speed of light and gets the distance between you and the satellite. Here's how it works, step by step. 1. Each satellite continuously broadcasts its position and timestamp. 2. Your device receives the signal and compares the time it was sent versus received. 3. Multiply that time difference by the speed of light, and you get the distance to that satellite. 4. Once your device receives signals from at least 4 satellites, it can pinpoint your exact location. But why are 4 satellites needed for GPS to work? Because your phone doesn't just need to figure out where you are, it also needs to figure out what time it is. Here's the breakdown. With 1 satellite gives you could be anywhere on a big sphere around it. With 2 satellites gives you're somewhere along the circle where those 2 spheres intersect. With 3 satellites gives you narrow it down to 2 possible points. With 4 satellites gives you find the exact point and correct your device's clock error. But why does clock error matter? Because GPS satellites use atomic clocks, accurate to nanoseconds. Your phone, not so precise. Even a small time difference causes a huge position error. The 4th satellite helps eliminate that time offset, making sure your location is accurate, often within a few meters. In other words, it allows your device to precisely determine your coordinates in 3-dimensional space: latitude, longitude, and altitude. But GPS isn't perfect. Tall buildings, tunnels, or clouds can weaken the signal. That's why phones also use Wi-Fi, cell towers, and even motion sensors to improve accuracy. GPS is one of the most amazing technologies we take for granted. It doesn't just guide you home. It also powers global logistics, financial transactions, disaster response, and even military operations. So next time you open your map app, take a moment to look up at the sky. There are dozens of satellites silently watching over your location. In the next episode, we will explore how Wi-Fi positioning works. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.